from commercial to bonds to personal, from life to health, and more. Contact the team at KarcherInsurance.com and let our experience work for you. That's KAERCHER Insurance.com.
Contact Karen and the team at Karcher Insurance at 1-844-421-3560. That's 844-421-3560. Chronicling the latest cannabis industry news and headlines.
Well, with 4 states with tax and regulate and the District of Columbia.
The state of cannabis.
Oh my God, it's refreshing. We have people that generally wouldn't speak on behalf of cannabis for fear of retribution, fear of losing your practices, fear of many of those things, and find ourselves in a place that we finally can.
Bringing you fact-based news and views and keeping listeners on the pulse of what's happening in the industry today. The state of cannabis. On demand anytime, only on CannabisRadio.com.
USA Radio Network Sports. I'm Ray Canterbury. Greg Ward Jr. threw for 308 yards and 3 TDs to lead number 21 Houston to a 52-31 victory over number 15 Navy in college football Friday. With the win, Houston clinched the Western Division of the American Conference. Meanwhile, number 24 Toledo was upset 35-30 by Western Michigan. The loss by Toledo sends Northern Illinois to the Midwest Conference Championship game. One other game of note will be the Battle of Texas as number 7 Baylor meets number 19 TCU in Fort Worth. The NBA returns to action Friday, and one of the big mysteries of the young season is the slow start by the Clippers. Friday night they host New Orleans, and LA coach Doc Rivers says they're struggling to find consistency.
Every night it's one or the other. And as bad as I didn't think our defense was that bad tonight, especially in the first half. I thought our defense was terrific. We couldn't score points. 2 of our better scores are 2 for whatever, and I would say of most of those, they had pretty good looks.
And this is USA Radio Sports.
The more you learn about your insurance coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Honey, someone stole my wedding ring.
When you're really only covered for this.
Honey, someone stole my Dakota ring.
Oh, well, it was weird anyway.
Or how with renter's insurance, you're covered for
valuables, electronics, bikes, karaoke machines, waffle makers, superhero pajamas.
And without it, you're covered for... Talk to a farmer's agent about what gaps might be hiding in your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB. So call 800-479-2697. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-479-2697.
The season is over for Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo. The veteran QB suffered a hairline fracture in his collarbone Thursday after being taken down at the end of the third quarter against Carolina. The injury happened in the area of the collarbone that Romo broke in September. There are 7 games on Frozen Pond Friday. One finals in as Boston scored a pair of late goals 2 minutes apart and beat the New York Rangers 3-2. Top 25 hoops, couple finals to tell you about. Number 10 Gonzaga dropped number 18 UConn 73-70. Number 20 Wichita State was upset by Alabama 64-60. Number 23 Xavier beat USC 87-77. Number 8 Villanova beat Georgia Tech 69-52. Syracuse stunned number 25 Texas A&M 74-67. Other games include number 1 Kentucky tangling with USF. Number 3 Michigan State is meeting Boise State. Number 4 Iowa State is going up against Virginia Tech. Number 24 Cincinnati will meet Nebraska. Number 17 Notre Dame will meet Iowa. Ray Canterbury, USA Radio Network Sports.
Educator, author, and advocate Dr. Mitch Earlywine is here to tackle the burning issues.
And I'm here to clear up the myths about cannabis and burn them away with science.
CannabisRadio.com presents a no-holds-barred platform that seeks to redefine and revolutionize the entire scope of the cannabis culture while opening the door for more to join the Cannabis Crusade.
Dr. Kevin Hill.
You can't ignore the fact that, like alcohol, most people who use don't have a problem. So I think that you need to think about policy in that way while educating people properly about marijuana. I think that's the way to go.
Burning Issues, only on CannabisRadio.com. The The smoke is rising, and the next crop of podcasts devoted to cannabis providers and enthusiasts are ready to be harvested. Welcome to the Cannabis Radio Network, founded by respected rainmakers who have been producing award-winning podcasts for over a decade. Industry headlines, business updates, medical reports, marketing, and e-commerce education rolled up perfectly for your consumption. Let's grow together. The Cannabis Radio Network. CannabisRadio.com.
Your connection to quality cannabis insurance services is spelled KAERCH.
This is the USA Radio Business Report. I'm Russ Jones. Shopping season is kicking off and stores are gearing up for record traffic. Best Buy spokesperson Sandra Tollefson says Americans are particularly out to get technology gifts this season.
We know through our own research that 2/3 of Americans plan to give tech as a gift this year, and we've surveyed them, and we know that they're really excited about the 4K TVs, tablets, headphones, wireless speakers, fitness trackers, and smartwatches.
Tollefson advises Black Friday shoppers to plan their shopping route ahead of time. Big doorbuster products typically come in limited quantities, so it's important to read fine print in advertisements.
A little planning does go a long way, so my first piece of advice is plan your route ahead of time. Check out those doorbuster ads from the comfort of your home and figure out which stores you want to hit up in what order.
This is the USA Radio Business Report. For more, we're on the web at westernjournalism.com. I'm Russ Jones.
Ganjapreneur.com, your guide to the cannabis business world. Ganjapreneur.com is a comprehensive resource for cannabis professionals and entrepreneurs. Download the Ganjapreneur app on your smartphone or tablet to catch up on cannabis industry news, scroll through our daily job listings, and learn about successful cannabis companies, executives, and investors. Ganjapreneur.com, helping Ganjapreneurs grow.
Podcasting about all things cannabis. This is CannabisRadio.com, a service of Cannabis Media. Stand by for another great hour of CannabisRadio.com. But first, let's get you informed with news around the world in 90 seconds.
USA Radio News, I'm Jason Wirt. The death toll is 3 after a shootout between a gunman and police officers at a Colorado Springs Planned Parenthood. Police officials confirmed that 1 officer was killed and 2 civilians. Colorado Springs Police Lieutenant Catherine Buckley said 9 people were injured.
We had 4 civilians transported to local hospitals with gunshot wounds. We had 5 officers transported to local hospitals with gunshot wounds. The 9 individuals that were transported are in good condition at this time.
A man is being charged with murder in Chicago in connection with the gang shooting death of 9-year-old Tyshawn Lee earlier this month. Police say Corey Morgan was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Police believe Tyshawn was targeted for death as part of a gang feud that may have involved the father of the boy. USA Radio News, I'm Jason Wirt.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Rebecca Foster. Turkish and Russian officials are continuing to go head-to-head over the downing of a Russian jet that allegedly violated Turkish airspace Tuesday. France has held a memorial service for the 130 victims of the deadly Paris attacks that took place 2 weeks ago. This as a 6th person in Belgium has been arrested and charged in connection with the attacks.
Dr. Dabber, hurry! Its temperature is shooting past 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's burning up.
I'm afraid for this little guy, it's just too late.
What caused the problem?
Only Dr. Dabber can maintain the perfect temperature for a smooth-tasting, slower burn. This standard vaporizer lost all of its health benefits, sending it up in smoke.
So you're telling me that most vapor pens burn so hot they produce smoke, not vapor?
Correct. Keep away from those standard vaporizer pens and turn to Dr. Dabber. Doctor's orders.
Less heat, more flavor.
We have your smoking section right here. This is the Cannabis Radio Network, forwarding the cause of legalization and research of the growing cannabis industry, one podcast at a time. The Cannabis Radio Network.
It's time now for another sermon from the Savior of the week, Stoner Jesus, on Cannabis Radio.
The following CannabisRadio.com program contains explicit language and content that can be considered graphic and offensive. This program is not suitable for all audiences, and the opinions expressed do not reflect those of CannabisRadio.com, its staff, management, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
It's the Stoner Jesus Show podcast. Recorded live from the Stoner Jesus Studio Complex in Stoner Heaven. My name is St. Peter. And now for the host of the show, the savior of the weed, Stoner Jesus.
Hell yeah. Stoner Jesus Show podcast recorded live November 11th, 2015. Veterans Day. America. America. Talk a little bit about that. I'm Stoner Jesus, of course. We're broadcasting live on Cannabis Radio on Spreaker. CannabisRadio.com as well. And check out that shiznit. I'm on Twitter at StonerJesus420. Tweet me a link to the show whenever, wherever, and however you're listening. Be the dopeness of you. I'll retweet it. So far we got VDJ, Sexy Hippie, and Joe Destruction in the chat area on Cannabis Radio, on Spreaker. Of course, podcasts can be found on stonerjesus.net and cannabisradio.com. Also, Stitcher, iTunes, and the iHeartRadio app. That's right, the most hardcore show on iHeartRadio. I defy you to find something more hardcore than this show. I defy you. If you want to interact with the show through Twitter, you can at StonerJesus420, as I said. The chat area on Spreaker as well. Email, you can email me at stonerjesus420@gmail.com. Send in prayers, shit for the show. I don't know. Whatever, man. Just send it. I think I'm going to start sending